What's up, everybody? It's the Biggie. First and foremost, thank you for stopping by today's video. While you're here, I want to remind you, click that like button, comment, subscribe, and turn on those notifications to help push this video into the YouTube algorithm. At a later time, if you feel like you don't like this content, feel free to unsubscribe. I'm not going to be upset about it. Today, I wanted to go over a few of the biggest things that I had to learn with returning to Apex Legends. Things I wish I knew when I came back. If you guys don't know, I played from the launch of Apex Legends into Season 3. And then I took like a 5-season break from this game. In Season 8, I returned, having a blast in this game. But when I first came back, I sucked. And I'm still working on a lot of things. But if there's one thing that I've noticed over these last couple weeks to couple months is I'm finally getting back in that rhythm where I'm dropping 2Ks a lot more. I'm getting 10 kill games. I'm pushing 20 kill games. I'm getting 4K gameplay. Like, it's happening more consistently. I've learned so much. So today I wanted to talk about those specific things. What is making me improve gameplay? What is helping me out to get better and get these higher kill games? First thing that I learned is I gotta take more fights. Now, this doesn't mean just push everything to where you're dying all the time. But one of the biggest things that a lot of new players in Apex Legends do, especially with transitioning from games like Warzone, is we want to play really passive. We play so hard for the win that we avoid everything. We rotate away from fights. We don't challenge ourselves with guns and in situations to learn more from the game. And because of that, we become bad at the game. We play so passively that we actually never learn how to play Apex. We just try the damnedest to rat for a win. That in itself is not a good way to play any game, but specifically in a game like Apex Legends, where you have abilities, you have different rotations, you have different layouts of the maps that are just so different from other games. It's very crucial to just learn how to play this game. So by getting into more fights, you're going to put yourself into the situations to adjust and learn. The second thing that I had to come to conclusion of with playing Apex Legends is I simply have to loot less. And this is something I'm still working on to this day. A lot of new players spend a lot of time overstressing about checking every single bin, every POI, making sure everybody's good to go with all their ammo, all their attachments before they get into a fight. Really, you could just get a good amount of stuff, get the gun that you can use, get a couple guns that you can use, get some ammo, get some good armor, like loot a little bit, but then getting into the fights will build up the damage on the armors, will allow you to kill other teams and loot through them as you move around the map, getting into, once again, more fights to learn more about positioning and how the game works in itself. So by looting less, by worrying less about getting every single bin and taking all the time in the world on the death boxes, like here, I'm just seeing exactly what I need and I'm out. And that's something that I'm still trying to dial into this day. But once you get that down, it is huge for Apex Legends. By the way, friendly reminder too, if you guys don't know, I actually live stream here on YouTube on this specific channel. So make sure you guys are subscribing, turning on those notifications to come chat with us live sometime about all this stuff. All right, the next thing that really helped me out is slowing down. Now, I know this seems kind of counterintuitive because on the first tip I said, push fights, push everything. But that's where I said, like, just don't full send to your death every single time. Sometimes, like, with so much going on in this game, all the flash, all the Legends abilities, so much shooting and stuff, like, we often get, like, ahead of ourselves. It's always good to just kind of, like, chill for a second and just slow down. Like, okay, let's, like, focus up. We'll take this fight. Don't overthink. Don't overthink about like getting into the box. Don't overthink about like what to do with this next legend. Just worry about winning your 1v1s. And then you can get out of those fights and you can move on to the next. And you'll find yourself becoming more calmer in these situations. So definitely like just slow down, relax, pace yourself, and just worry about winning the instant fight that you're in before worrying about the next fight. And that leads me perfectly into my next point. It's okay to reset and heal. So many times we watch these pro players, we watch guys like Timmy, and we see like the highlight gameplay. And if you ever watch him live, honestly, Timmy and guys like Timmy back off constantly to get a quick bat in, get a quick med in, to get back into the fight with full heals. So just using these simple corners like you see here, I know we got these guys hurt. I know these guys aren't that good, but all of us are just backing backing off, using the boxes, using the door to just reset. Let's take on this fight in the best possible situation that we can do, and that is being full healed, ready to go. Just kind of reset, recollect your bearings, see how many people are there, and then get back into the fight. And that's why we end up pushing out through the caustic gas and demolish this team. Once we realized then after we backed off, oh, these guys only have common armors, like, okay, let's get into this. Now let's talk about weapons. And this can be a bit controversial because on one side, I'm like, you should definitely try new weapons. A lot of people are intimidated to try weapons that take maybe a little bit more skill, and then you come to find out that you're actually really good with it. But on the flip side too, sometimes people just like stick to their R301 and even A, like you see here. And honestly, there's nothing wrong with that. And it's a big thing I would suggest a lot of new players or a lot of players that are just trying to get in a rhythm with Apex. Find what works for you and stick with it. Screw what people think is cool. Screw what you think is cool because you watch somebody like Stormin or Timmy use these like Wingman and these other weapons. Like, if that's just not for you, that's not for you. You want to get comfortable playing this game and winning your fights. So by picking up the weapons that are going to do the best for you, hey, hack it, do it. So get in a routine, maybe off the start, like just pick the same thing every single time if you can come across it. So that way you can dial yourself in, get into these fights, learn rotations, play your angles, and actually improve as a player. So screw what people say. Don't try to be like everybody else. Don't try to be like your favorite streamer, and just work with what you got, and then you'll improve over time. All right, one of the biggest tips, use your angles. Angles are everything. As you see here, we get super pinched. And this is why I talked about like the stay calm, fight your fights, is in these situations, we could have just like dipped out. We could have just panicked and say, get out of here. We got to run. We got a teammate down right now. We got multiple teams shooting at us. We got one team on us. But in this situation, we used our angles. You see that I'm just kind of resetting for a second. I'm armor swapping. I'm just using any little position that I can. I got people charge rifling my butthole. Like, what is this? I just use the top of the rock. Just let my other teammate res the down teammate and just play very passively for this time being. I would love to just ape these guys. I'd love to just full send right now. But for this quick second, let's just use these small, tiny angles to just hold it down, let everybody reset. We'll go ahead and back off, and we'll take on the fight in another situation. And that is why ultimately we end up winning the game long term. Because we realized Storm, we realized rotation, we used our angles. Here comes the team that was so desperate for us in those angles. Now they've overextended. Now we have better angles, and we've reset the fight. And this is the positioning. This is resetting. Now you got other teams coming in. And this is why I say angles are everything. That's what I'm learning. This little rock that I just ran by, this box right here, you can use angles to win so many fights. You can use angles to survive so many fights. You can use angles to res teammates in so many fights. Here in a second, I go down upstairs and like we're by a whole bunch of windows, but they still stick to res with just a little basic angle. Angles are everything. I've seen people like Imperial How finesse a whole team of pro players just off of using angles. You can drag out your time in fights. You can position yourself. You can reset by just using minor angles. How many times have I said angles in this video at this point towards the end here? And why do I have so many Phoenix kits in my inventory right now? I just noticed that. Oh, geez. Anyways, as you'll see here, we end up clutching this game off. We end up winning out by taking in the fights that we need to take, by resetting in situations that we need to reset in, by using the weapons that I know that I can use, by using angles right here. Al's about to stick the res, and we end up coming up on top of the hill and getting a dub. And I think the biggest tip that I gotta lead off on, and I think it's the most obvious one, play the game more. That's it. Seriously, play the game, have fun, venture around the map, screw around with friends. Don't make it so like serious all the time. You're gonna die, you're gonna lose fights, but you gotta find the entertainment, the joy in this. If that's teaming up with a couple homies in pubs, like do it. If that's playing ranked and you have a good time, do it. If that's what you can stand to do to actually play it, do it. If you're not a BR guy and you just wanna play arena, heck it. Just play Arena for the time being. Maybe in like 6 months, you find out that you really get bored of that and you want to come over to BR. And because of everything you learn in Arena, you're now improved at the game over. Look at that little angle right there. Plain angles. But overall, at the end of the day, it's a video game. You gotta enjoy it. You gotta have a good time. You gotta have a laugh. You gotta enjoy who you're playing with. You gotta get some dubskis. Find yourself a good community of people to play video games with and enjoy. And you'll come to a point where you just naturally get better over time. All right, guys, if you found today's video helpful or informative in any way, shape, or form, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn on those notifications. Again, stop by a live stream sometime. You can go to bige.co and find all my social medias to follow me anywhere. Be sure to join our Discord in the description. That's all I got for you guys today. I'm out. Peace. Deuces!